So, Coach, how have you been preparing for the playoffs? How have you been preparing for like playoffs? Seeing that it is also a preparation for the franchise league.
Yeah. So the past month or so, it's all about been getting NDG into the system and getting him comfortable with the team, as well as there's a new map in rotation and maps are getting changed, agents are getting changed. So especially after this tournament, it's going to be focusing on those changes. And specifically for this tournament, it's just we had a couple months off, so we were pretty rusty, so we had to get back into form. So yeah, it's mostly just getting the reps in and getting NDG comfortable within the system.
So could you assess how NDG has been faring out in terms of getting in the system, since I think it's been a while since Team Circuit also added a new player in the mix.
Yeah, so for him, it was actually pretty smooth. A lot of it's just playing the map and then saying, hey, if we're doing this, you have to pick up this, or if we're doing this kind of strat or this type of strat, hey, you should do this. So it's just kind of getting him accommodated. It helps out that he's a pretty assertive player, so he's willing to accept feedback really easily and adapt based off of that. So far it's been a pretty smooth transition for him.
Okay. Just one more thing. So ahead, I think you're the playoffs is the previous batch, right?
Yeah, correct.
So heading into the new the next season of VCT, how have you guys already started preparing with the new maps and everything? I think Icebox is back in rotation, and Outlaw, as we all know, is out there.
Our scrims have been on the new patch, so we have dealt with a little bit of the Outlaw. But the system that I kind of run is kind of we'll just run our old stuff, and if we need to make changes, we need to make changes. And that's going to happen just because of all the stuff that's getting changed. And it's just kind of figuring out what problems we have and then how to change it, whether it be agent-wise or macro-wise or whatever the case may be. It's just kind of a case-by-case. One problem presents itself and you try to fix it, and then eventually you're going to encounter another problem. So it's just problem solving until you win, essentially.
Okay, so Coach, let's run it back a bit. I think last year, the campaign was, you guys actually fell short. How did everyone deal with it? How did the team deal with it? And how prepared are you for the upcoming season?
Yeah, I think some of the players especially took it really hard, and it was it sucks because it was the same thing as the year before, where they were one step short. And then it was this year, maybe the competition was harder, but it was still one step short. So I think the team took it pretty hard, but as every team should. And now it's just kind of bouncing back. I know some of the players are this is the year to make the next push, to take the next step. So that's kind of what we're focusing on this year.
All right, that's